see anybody in the chat yet, so I guess probably got some people just kind of hanging out tonight. So there's no conversation stuff to be had. I'll just go ahead and start watching the showcase. Switch it over. Nah, that's not correct. We'll go with this one. We shall go here. Okay. Mute that. Turn it down a little bit. Yo, hang on. My brain was just slowly processing what felt like old data. Hang on. Okay. We've seen all that kind of before. So
in this showcase, we'll go over the latest information on Resident Evil Requiem, which will release next month on February 27. Let's take a look.
Dude!
We'll go over
Leon looks super infected, sick, whatever.
Next month on February 27.
Oh my god!
Let's take a look. Which will release
This must be like... This must be later in the game. Because he doesn't look like that when he shows up.
February 27. Let's take a look at some of the gameplay.
I never said he wasn't going to show up. That's funny. I never said he wasn't going to show up. What's up, Coach? There's a big old green herb right there. I love the third person. I think it looks great. It doesn't feel like an afterthought. Ooh! Leon's got some new combos. Hand cannon.
緊張と弛緩のその差っていうのが一つ面白さだと思ってるんですけども、すごく緊張して静かなペースで進むグレースのゲームプレイと、もう発散してダイナミックに激しいアクションをする、そういうカタルシスなレオ。
Nice. Nice, dude. I love the stealth aspect of it. Okay. All right. What did that say? The evolution, okay.
レオンとグレース、2人とも主人公なんですけども、ストーリーとしては基本的には一つ。ストーリーの中でプレイヤーキャラがグレースになるパートがあって、またレオンがプレイするパートがあると、そういう構成になってますね。バイオ6の後のレオンの続きですけど、レオンはレクイエムの段階でも DSO のエージェントとして、バイオハザードテロと世界のね戦い続けてるってことになってます。彼はたくさんの悲劇を見てきた。おそらく彼今回過去一追い詰められることになると思うんで、その辺も注目してほしいなと思います。
Oh, that's interesting. Pay close attention to how that unfolds. Okay.
今回のゾンビは生前のその人の特徴っていうのを引き継いでいるゾンビがいます。
Oh, cool. I like that.
この館の中で
There's a custodian in the building.
その人はゾンビになってる。
Even as a zombie, that person continues to clean the facilities. Oh, interesting.
このようにいろんな生前の行動に執着するゾンビがいて。
That's interesting. It's like evolution of the zombies.
観察してうまくかわすのに利用したり倒すのに使うと、こういったことができるようになってます。
I actually really like that. If you pay attention to what's going on with the enemies, you can get around them.
ゲームプレイは圧倒的な緊張感のある戦闘 RE4 から進化したサバイバルアクションになっています。
Oof.
トマホークという斧を装備しており、
Has a hatchet.
それによるパリができる。
So the hatchet replaces the knife pretty much. Oh, you can sharpen it.
中心になってくるので、さらに洗練されたガンプレイというところにも力を入れてます。
Wow. That looks so good.
V を狙って、敵に体術を決める。それから敵が持っていた武器を奪って利用する。
Oh, nice.
どの敵をどの部位を撃つのか、またどうやって倒すのか。
That was a weird shot with the chunk of the one thing's head missing. That should have been dead.
カタルシスが倍増する。そういったゲームプレイになっています。
Increases what?
カタルシスが倍増する。
The feel good.
面白さであり、
You say catharsis. Okay, yeah, yeah.
カタルシスが倍増する。そういったゲームプレイになっています。
Okay. Smash. Yep. Smash.
グレースのゲームプレイは閉鎖空間、
Focus on closed spaces.
投資弾薬、
Scarce ammo and terrifying
その
enemies.
中をもう恐る恐る考えながら動くっていうような面白さだと思ってるんですけども、グレースでは敵を倒すべきか
What was he doing to that person?
非常に重要だと思いますなので、レクイエムではそのためのさまざまな手段を用意しています。それほど重火器いっぱいできるわけではないんですけども、一つこう象徴的な武器としてレクイエムというそのままタイトルを名を冠した武器が出てきます。この大口径の武器は弾数ほどないんですけど、構造という時にグレースを救ってくれる頼りになる武器になっています。
Okay. Okay, so it's like a mega gun. There's limited ammo for it.
クラフト要素も少しひねりを入れてまして、そのアンポロを作るためには
In order to create specialized, okay. In order to create specialized injectors, you'll need to use infected blood. Okay, what?
クラフトのリソースになる
Okay.
つまり敵を倒すのにもまた
You'll have to take down
そういう
enemies.
意味でより
We've incorporated and expanded on various elements to make the gameplay more akin to Resident Evil 2. Okay. I'm assuming they mean the Resident Evil 2 remake. Hemolytic injector, a special drug that destroys infected blood cells, prevents corpses from mutating, and can be used to stealthily take... Oh, okay. Okay. So I guess if you take down an enemy, you'll have to poke them with that, so they don't mutate or something.
っていうのは各所に入れてますね。
That's very interesting. Oh, I see.
Effective.
A variety of gameplay options have also been added to this title. Players can switch between two camera perspectives.
Third person
And
for
these
sure.
can be changed at any time during the game. Multiple difficulties are also available. New players can enjoy casual mode and use aim assist to take down zombies with more ease.
I said anuses.
But if you choose standard classic, ink ribbons will be needed to save the game when playing as Grace.
That's actually cool. I
This
kind of like
is
that.
recommended for those who enjoy a tense atmosphere.
今回、ポルシェさんとコラボレーションさせていただきまして、世界に1台しかない車を作っております。
Yeah, I don't care anything about that. That doesn't add anything to the game for me.
Resident Evil and Porsche are two very iconic brands.
Oh
with
my
so much
god.
heritage.
We're gonna spend
It's one
time
of
on
those
this.
collaborations you're always dreaming of as a gaming fan.
So there's really
It's
nothing
great.
else. There's really nothing
Collaborations like
new.
this obviously don't spawn out of nowhere. For his adventures, Leon needed a car which represents his style, but also delivers when it comes to navigating
Nothing to do
through,
with the
all
game.
of those dangerous moments he experiences in the game. What I really admire about the custom Resident Evil Cayenne Turbo GT is how the team stayed true to its characteristics by still ensuring it feels authentic in this world.
Ugh.
It took a lot of expertise from different departments at Porsche and complex 3D printing to apply
Let's
those
get on to
customizations
something
to the
else. I
car.
don't care about
It's
this.
going to look amazing in the game.
It's a car.
今回もう一つ
Cars look fine in games now.
さんと、コラボさせていただきまして、レオンとグレース
A
それぞれの
watchmaker.
キャラクターのイメージをモチーフとした時計を作
So
ります。
So nothing.
Two fantastic watch models which recreate those worn in the game.
Are you
in
serious?
all the stunning details. The khaki-filled autochrono and
Come
the
on.
Pan-Europe automatic
So there was
will be
5 minutes. This was a 5 to 6 minute presentation
2,000
then.
pieces each, and will release alongside Resident Evil Requiem on February the
Come
27th.
on.
Please stay tuned.
Oh. Come on. What product placement? Right in the middle of this thing? Come on.
In addition to the base game, a deluxe edition featuring bonus content will also be available for purchase.
Right, we knew that.
Extra costumes for Grace and Leon, weapon skins, and screen filters will be included in this edition.
I think we already knew
Those who
that.
pre-order will receive an Apocalypse costume for Grace.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Along with the platforms shown, the game will also be available on the cloud gaming service GeForce Now. This title is being developed in collaboration with NVIDIA, so a wide range of PC users can enjoy it.
It's such an honor to work on Resident Evil. The iconic series has been thrilling fans around the world for close to 30 years, and has continued to raise the bar for innovation and technology with every single release. We've been working closely with Capcom on Resident Evil Requiem, helping shape the future of the franchise with path tracing for realistic graphics, and AI-powered NVIDIA DLSS 4 with multi-frame generation for incredibly fast performance. DLSS also makes Resident Evil Requiem more accessible across a wide range of PCs.
Okay.
To more gamers. And with GeForce Now, gamers can experience Resident Evil Requiem at launch with the cutting-edge graphics and performance on nearly any device, streaming from powerful GeForce.
I do like that mentality, Gaijin. I do really love that mentality.
Once again.
But
Not
if you're
only that, 1/6 scale figures of our two
Hold up.
protagonists will also be available for purchase. Grace and Leon's figures can be displayed separately or together as a set.
is this
And if you line them up with previous figures, both figures are scheduled for release this fall.
Oh.
An original design Nintendo.
So I was right. They've slapped all of this together. Like this statue that we would usually get for a pre-order, they're not ready. None of that stuff's ready. There will be a version of this game come out this fall with the box and everything. If you want to buy it when it's ready, I almost guarantee it. They weren't ready. They have slapped this whole marketing. Marketing was an afterthought for this thing. I am really wondering if this thing's going to launch with bugs.
Switch 2 Pro
I am
Controller
really wondering.
will be released on the same day as the game.
That's easy to make. The
And
Switch
as
2
the
skin thing is
series
easy to
first,
make.
Amiibo will also be available. Please look forward to more information.
Please be excited.
On Resident Evil Requiem launch day, the gold editions of both Resident Evil Village and Resident
Yeah,
Evil 7 Biohazard,
I was right about that.
including all downloadable content, will be released on the Nintendo Switch 2. We'll also be celebrating 30 years of the series with special concerts. Relive the series' greatest moments with breathtaking orchestral performances. The first ticket lottery is open right now to Resident Evil ambassadors. Concerts are planned for not just Japan, but North America and Europe. More information on these will be released
The
later.
concerts are pretty cool, but so we'll get into all of that stuff in the middle, like all that stuff in the middle that wasn't really that interesting. Chunk, like a 10-minute chunk right here in the middle. And then this right here would have been cool to put with that. So I wonder if some of these companies think that the concerts are a bigger deal than what they are. Because, they were like, for Chrono Trigger's anniversary, we're going to do concerts and a live album. And it was like, we really don't care. We've got YouTubers that make music covers that can do full orchestral things. We don't really need that. You know, we got people making that in their basement. We need new content that you make, that only you can make, that only you can legally make, you know? So I don't know. This feels like they felt like they had to show something. They didn't even need to put this out. Let's watch the rest of it, and then I'll give some final thoughts on this.
これもねまだお伝えしたいんですけど、実はレオンにはある秘密があって、そことも関わってくる要素だったり、グレースのお母さんアリスターが殺された、そこにも関わる非常に重要なものになっているので、この辺のねその謎をプレイしてぜひ解き明かしていってもらえればなと思います。バイオハザードレクイエムまだまだ言いたいこと本当にキリがないんで、発売まで引き続き注目していただければと思います。
Why did you kidnap me?
Kidnap you? I liberated you.
I think I want a second opinion.
That guy kind of looked like Leatherface.
What's happening here?
I'll keep our friends busy.
It's like the Jelly Baby moment. It's like the Jelly Baby moment. Alright, so... yeah, man. Yeah, so... I've got thoughts. I've got, like, a lot of thoughts. So, yeah. There. So, you could have put out like a little 4-minute piece on that. That didn't need to be a showcase, I don't think. Like, the statue thing I thought was wild because I've been thinking for a little bit, and I've shared this with you all as well. The marketing for this seems like there's no plan. There was no plan. It almost feels like this game isn't like a big deal to Capcom. It almost feels like they've got this game. They don't know how people are going to feel about it. They're just going to put it out, and like it almost feels like Capcom. This game's just not a big deal to Capcom. That's almost what it feels like, because you know, no big box for every Resident Evil release they've done since 2 Remake. You got 2 Remake, you got Village, you got 3, you got 4. All 4 of those had like a big box. It was a big deal every time they were putting a game out. This feels like they don't feel like it's a big deal. It's a big deal to us. This almost feels like, and the lead up and every time it's been at a show or anything, it feels like they don't treat it like a big deal, which is so weird. And this is the game releasing for the 30th anniversary. This is the game. This doesn't come off like a big deal. There's no marketing behind it. Their statues or whatever, their collector's edition for the game isn't out yet. Like, it's not ready. And they're going to release it this fall. So I think what they're going to do, me just spitballing, maybe not, but I'm thinking don't be surprised if there's a massive Resident Evil Requiem Collector's Edition available this fall when these statues are ready. That's crazy wild. That's crazy wild that wasn't ready. Because I'm thinking, you know, okay, well, I don't want to buy the statues. Fine. But if you get the collector's edition, it's got one half of that statue. The other half will be out later this year. Oh, bet. I'm going to buy that so I can complete it. Marketing misfire. Just that's a misfire. Now, let's just talk about what we saw in the game here, because it's there was some cool stuff in here. I really, you know, one of the things I talk about a lot. Show me your item system. Show me your crafting system. Show me your menu. You know, show me what your menu looks like and all that kind of stuff. Like, it looks cool. They're leaning hard into Resident Evil 2 remake, which they said. They're leaning hard in that direction, which I think is cool. Resident Evil 2 remake was incredible. Fantastic. It was such a good game. What a great experience. And I think them going in that direction is really cool. Leon being infected with Eplus or whatever that's called, or whatever he's infected with, it may not be that, but I think that's probably what it is, what they're doing with it. We'll see what that means. I'm interested to see where they go with him. And I disagree with the director. I think you can make... So, they keep saying we couldn't do a Leon game because we want to make it scary. Well, you up the ante for the horror. Like, good writing. You give them a horror they've never seen before. Give them something so terrifying they've never seen before, that if it's enough to shake Leon, it's enough to shake you as the player. Like, give them something you have never experienced before as like the horror. And so now I'm fine with Grace. I think that'll work out. I think she's going to be a good character, and I think her sections of the game are going to work out. But the way they're describing it to me just seems like it's like if you were to give Ashley more to do and give her a gun in Resident Evil 4. That's kind of how this is feeling to me. Like, let's give Ashley Graham a gun and give her, like, she has some kind of working knowledge of how to defend herself. She's the president's daughter. You need to have some kind of working knowledge of how to defend yourself. She has a base working knowledge of how to defend herself, and she runs around doing things in close quarters, having to observe how enemies move and get around them and stuff. Sound familiar? That's Sherry. That's Ashley. That's, I don't know, was going to have more of a main role in this, but it's feeling more and more like it's Leon's game. It's really feeling more and more like it's Leon's game, which is fine. I'm here for it. Whatever they want to do, I'm just like, take me on a ride. Take me on a ride. I want to see what they do in the game. The game looks fun. The different stuff Leon can do looks awesome. Leon's awesome anyway. You know, anybody would want to dispute that, I would say you're not a Resident Evil fan. Leon's awesome. Jill's my goat, you know, but all the Resident Evil protagonists are awesome in their own way. Even Claire, who I think is the less than of the four mains, right? I even like Claire. Resident Evil, what was it? Not Origins. Was it Origins? Resident Evil, yeah, I think it was... Why do I always space on the names of those? Resident Evil, I think it's Origins too. But yeah, those games are great, and her game was great. The second one was great with her. So we'll see. We will see what they do. I think, but yeah, it's really staggering how there's like no marketing for this game. There's none. And I say that because I want to see this game sell like bonkers, right? And Resident Evil isn't a title. I want them to... Revelations, thank you. I don't know why I always space on that name. Thank you, Envoy. I knew Origins wasn't right. I knew that wasn't right. Resident Evil Revelations 2. That was great. She was great in that. But I don't think Resident Evil is the game you want to experiment with your marketing. You want those games to be... That's one of your pillars. Don't pull a Square Enix on this thing and fumble the marketing. Don't do that, you know, but it's too late. They're already kind of fumbling it now. We'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful. I hope it sells really well. I can already tell I'm going to like it. Like, I can already tell I'm going to really enjoy the game. I think it's going to be fun. But I'm worried, a little worried. We were told this is going to be a really big, ambitious Resident Evil. We didn't see anything for being out in Raccoon City. We just saw more stuck in a building kind of stuff. And I'm worried now. I'm worried we're not going to get to... I feel like this game's feeling very small. I hope I'm wrong about that. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be small. I'm saying it's feeling very small. The game is feeling very small. And maybe that is on purpose. Maybe they don't want to show too much, so when you get into it, you just blows your doors off. And I'm hopeful that that's what it is. But right now, it's feeling very small, and it's kind of feeling very afterthoughty. It's feeling kind of like it's got some afterthought vibes to it right now. And maybe it's just because I'm such a big Resident Evil fan. I want them to come out with the fireworks and the confetti, and maybe it's me, and it might be. It might just be my projection of it. Resident Evil's so special, man. Resident Evil is special. And I don't feel like this is being treated very special. And that's just me. But maybe it's not just me. Maybe other people feel that way. It just feels kind of like they're like, here's our next game. As Capcom. This is the next video game from Capcom. Check it out. We hope some of y'all pick it up. Like, that's kind of how it feels. The Porsche and the watch company placements, that felt tone deaf. We don't care. Like, why was that in there? That could be its own little commercial aside on the Capcom channel if you want to put it in there. We don't need stuff like that in there. And again, that's a marketing misfire. There was about 5 minutes of good content in this thing. Thank you, Envoy. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. It's having Resident Evil 3 remake vibes. As far as like how they're positioning it. So even some of the wording they're using, you know, and just having the director there on set kind of talking about it, you know. He's a fine game director, but I don't... Man, I hate to say it, but I gotta be real with you all. This just doesn't feel like Capcom is treating it very special. It just doesn't. And that's... I don't know, man. That kind of stinks, you know? Everything has been an afterthought with this game. Like, the TGS show up, there was a no-show here and there. No new material, nothing to show, no screenshots, no nothing, and just there were 2 screenshots that showed up at TGS. I stayed up till 4 a.m. as a lot of you East Coast friends did as well, to stay up and just watch somebody run through the demo we'd seen already 5 or 6 times. And everybody's like, when do you release the demo? We don't need the demo. We've all already seen it front and back, you know? But I will say, I don't think that Monsters Alyssa anymore. I think it's just like a mutated Epless zombie thing. Because we saw another one crushing through those doors after her. That was a guy, that was a male this time around. But who knows? There are some mysteries in here that'll be very interesting. I do like the mystery part where it seems like, you know, the survivors from Resident Evil Outbreak, it seems like Leon knew them. Like, I'm sure there would be some kind of like camaraderie. Like, eventually these people would have talked to each other that survived Raccoon City, you know, especially Leon doing what he does, and Chris and Jill and Claire, and especially Claire, you know, doing what she does. She's kind of like a almost like a social worker type of character, you know, now in that Resident Evil universe. But these people would have talked to these other people, like Leon would know Alyssa and she's been murdered. And I like that they painted that tie in there. I like that from a lore perspective and a story perspective. I like that they placed that in there. That's pretty cool. It will make getting the files and reading through all the stuff that you find in the game more potent, which is good. That's one of the aspects of Resident Evil that I love, is, you know, just getting through and reading all the documents and things you find. So I'm hoping my knee-jerk reaction is incorrect on this. I'm hoping my gut feeling is incorrect on this. This feels like it's just been slapped together. And I hope the game isn't just slapped together. But now seeing a lot of stuff in game, the environments don't feel like what they've shown us so far. The environments just feel very generic. And like we keep seeing kind of the same environment. So, I mean, to such a degree that I feel like they're doing it on purpose. Like we're just going to get our doors blown off when we go in and play this game. It's going to be, you're going to be able to go outside in the ruins of Raccoon City. You know, this place she's at, is it even in Raccoon City? We're supposed to be in Raccoon City, right? I mean, I like that they haven't just spilled the beans on everything with the game for us. But also, you want your fans to buy the game, so you got to give them something. If you're not going to market it well, you at least have to be like, here's an environment of Grace walking through Raccoon City's ruins. 3 seconds of her just walking through the ruins. Boom. Okay. Sold. Sold. The fact that there's nobody there telling them, put this 2-second clip of someone walking through the streets in there and sell 1 million more copies. That's all you got to do. And it's crazy that they haven't done that. Getting a creepy feeling that this game was slapped together to hold us over while they take the majority of resources to finish the next remake for at the end of this year. You know, Envoy, you may not be wrong. You may not be wrong about that. I think there might be some truth to that. Yeah, man, this game just feels small. It just feels like it's small. Like it's not going to be a very long game. Yeah, exactly, Beck. Well, that's my thing. That's where the marketing comes into play. The marketing is very poor for this game. The marketing is extremely poor for this game. We've got 6 weeks before this game comes out, roughly a little under 6 weeks before this game comes out. And this showcase didn't move the needle. Like, if you haven't pre-ordered this game, seeing the showcase probably didn't make you go pre-order it. That's what these things are for. That's what these things are for, to help move units, to pre-sale units. And this didn't move the needle. That bit in the middle with, oh, here's a thing from Porsche, and Leon drives a Porsche for a total of 90 seconds in this game. 15 seconds here, 30 seconds here. That we designed this Porsche to have Porsche in the thing. What? That, nothing screams Resident Evil like tearing ass through the streets of some city you've never been in a Porsche. What? I mean, that was Square Enix levels. That was 2017 Square Enix levels of not understanding what the fans are tuning in for. What? And then the watch company got like, I think the Porsche and the watch company segments were just as long as the director talking about the game segments. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So, man, look, at the end of the day, I'm a Resident Evil diehard. Got all the games on my shelf. Played them all front to back, even six that I didn't like. I finished it. I love 5. I love 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, 4, 5, the Revelations games. Don't like 7. I detest Resident Evil 7 because it's not Resident Evil. It's just a scary first-person shooter. It's not Resident Evil. Y'all can continue to fight me on that. I loved Village because Village felt like Resident Evil. Village felt like Resident Evil in first person. Still didn't give a damn about the main protagonist. Ethan didn't care until the last 2 minutes he was on screen. The remakes have been excellent except for 3. 3 was okay, but it was not excellent. This, we'll see. We'll see. Yes, exactly, Envoy. That's what makes me kind of worry about this. They keep showing the same stuff. Like, to the point where it got memed out. You know, people were memeing on it. You know, until, I think it was about a few weeks ago when they put that latest trailer out, they kept showing the same areas. The same stuff. And I hope to be wrong, but to me this feels like it's a very small game. And Jeff Keighley coming out and be like, I couldn't believe how ambitious this project looks and everything. Well, we need to see some of the ambition. Now would be a great time to show us some of that ambitious project you spoke of, because right now we haven't seen it. Right now we've not seen any bit of it. Now I'm not trying to sound like a negative entitled fan or anything like that. I'm just like, we were told this is this major, huge, big, ambitious project. You've never seen Resident Evil like this. That was a quote from people who have seen the game. We would like to have a taste of that. Just a little drop. Just a little drop. Like I said, just 3 seconds of Grace or Leon in-game walking through the streets of a ruined Raccoon City. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Sell you an extra 1 or 1.5 million copies just by putting that 3 seconds in there. That's it. That's all you gotta do. So far, they've not done it. So that's all I'm saying. The marketing is weird for this game. But again, the marketing just makes it feel like, I don't know, any game coming out. It doesn't feel special. But that's my take. That's my thoughts. You can post your comments and thoughts in the chat if you want to, and we can discuss that. I'll give it a few minutes, and then I got to get to work on some stuff. But this was underwhelming. For one, I don't even feel like I needed to take an hour of my night to come on and do this. You know, I mean, I wish I'd been off work earlier tonight so I could have gotten this out of the way earlier. But yeah, this was just a big nothing burger. It was a huge nothing burger. It was the coolest part for me was seeing a little bit of the menu and the mixing of the serum and all that kind of stuff and seeing how that works. It's and then hearing a little bit about Leon and the mystery of Alyssa's death leading to the Epolis virus and everything. That was 30 seconds of this thing. You know? And Leon's got some new moves, but we figured I figured he'd have like a whole new move set. It looks like they took just a lot of his stuff he does in Resident Evil 4 Remake and just put it in this. That's another part. I'm like, Leon looks like he handles almost identical to Resident Evil 4, except for a couple of little things they've added to it. So in the story, there are, my God, how long? There's 20 years between Resident Evil 4 and this, right? So he should be handling way different. You know? What up, Nelson? How we doing? Yeah. Well, I'm trying not to overreact because I'm hoping that this game comes out and none of the stuff I'm worried about is even on the table. That's what I hope. But yeah, this feels like this just feels off. It feels off. They didn't need to make a showcase for this today. It was 12, 13 minutes, whatever it ran. And then I saw the runtime of it because I got home. I pulled up the YouTube, and the thumbnail, it said 12, 13 minutes and change or something like that. I was like, wow, that's really short. You know, well, hopefully it's packed with cool stuff. No. It wasn't packed with anything. It was weird product placement, half of the runtime, right in the middle of it. And the last, like 30, what was the last 30 to 40 seconds? Here, I'll get the time. Here, let's see. After they talked about... Oh, that's the other thing. After they talked about the... Okay, here, I'm going to time this thing out exactly. Because I'm super curious. Probably overreacting on the time a little bit, but I don't think I am. So let's see. Okay, item customization, that part. So at roughly 6:45, we start talking about the car, right? And we're talking about the car, bro. We're talking about the car for like 1 minute and 15 seconds, and then we're talking about the watch for like another 40 seconds. So that's about 2 minutes and change. And then the deluxe edition stuff that we already knew we were getting for about 1 minute. And then the AI NVIDIA thing, we're talking about that for another minute. And then the statues for the collector's edition that they didn't get made in time is about 1 minute. The Switch controller with just a skin printed on it. This is like crazy what you can make that if you have a 3D printer at your house. They've got that on screen for about 30, 45 seconds. The Switch 2 releases for Resident Evil 2. I think that's the 2 games they were talking about. 30th anniversary. The concert stuff, 11:15, we start talking about that. We're talking about that for half a minute. So yes, so not to break it down in nauseum, but at 6:45 until 11:45, 5 minutes of just BS. So that means you've got just under 8 minutes of content, and some of that's just the director talking and stuff like that. So yeah, this could have been just a little social media post. This probably should have been just like a social media post with some stuff, you know. It's just odd. It's just very odd. And if you want to, you know, experiment with social media stuff like this, I get using one of your big guns to experiment with how you release content, but this is a big release. You can't fumble this. They're kind of fumbling it right now. Like, whatever the sales come out for this game, I'm going to say it could have been at least 30 to 35% more had they marketed better, because the marketing is just strange, man. Just strange. I don't know what they're doing. Now, the games God keep putting out are awesome. Their marketing decisions are a little weird. And just some of the stuff they showed in this for the gameplay stuff, that 7.5 minutes of actual game showcase content that we got, was just more in the same areas. It was just more in the same areas. So I don't know. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm sure the game will be good, but I feel like this game is going to be very short. I put that poll up. I think it was on Discord. 3 options of how long do you think the game is going to be. It might be the under. It might be the under. So we'll see. We'll see. we had a lot of new people sign up memberships on the YouTube channel this week, so I appreciate all of you all. Nelson, who's here in the chat, also. Beck is a member. Let's see who we got. We got Troy, Anna, and Sage. What was that? Sage Guardian. Okay, you had some numbers in there. Sage Guardian. Thank you all for signing up to become YouTube members here on the channel. Really appreciate you all. Shout out to you all. We've got tomorrow's going to be a big day. I've got big Aurora stuff dropping tomorrow. I'm very excited to share with everyone over on the Aurora page. I'll probably put some posts up here about it. Might even go live tomorrow night. Because I'll be off for the next week and a half from my job, just working on animation stuff. So thank all of you who are supporting on that. And if you want to become a Patreon supporter and support further, there's a link in the description for this video and every video. You can support my animation stuff, my content creation stuff, all that kind of good stuff. So all that goes right back into the channel. So anyway, I'm going to hop off here and get back to said work. It's always good hanging out with you all. Appreciate you being here, even though this was a bit of a nothing burger. It's not a nothing burger hanging out with you all. So much appreciation, much love. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we will be back Saturday night with, we're going to do some just chill gaming hangout stream. Probably going to start Resident Evil 3 Saturday night. Resident Evil Nemesis, not 3. Classic. We'll be doing classic Resident Evil. So until then, y'all have a great night. Be safe, be good to each other, keep rocking. I'll catch you all in the next video.